But inside Billy's head where the thoughts are random, the ideas are weird, and nothing is off limits. A little while ago I did two videos, one was a before and one was an after, of an installation of an Atoto A6 PF into a 2006 Ford Explorer. And I had people ask me, why did you show how you did it? And I thought, good point, I probably should have. There is a way for me to do that, and I'm going to do that in this video. I'm just going to deconstruct and act as if I'm doing it again. And then I'll just kind of tell you what I did as I did it, and also show you some techniques that I use that make things a little bit quicker and a little bit more efficient, and it's really not that difficult. I do want to put a disclaimer here though, that do this at your own risk. I bear no responsibility to anything that happens to your stereo, okay? It's really not that difficult though. If you feel confident with stereos and wiring, you should be able to do this very easily.
This is a picture on the left of the factory stereo, and on the right is the Atoto A6 PF. The Atoto wiring harness has a total of 19 wires. Most of them are for power, illumination, and speakers. The Ford wiring harness is very easy to use and color-coded to match. This is what the head will look like when it comes out of the box. You will fasten these two side plates to the sides of the head.
So we're in my garage, and I just want to show you kind of a quick tutorial about how I did the wires. And like I said, we're going to pretend that this is the Atoto harness, and then this is from the Ford harness. And they are going to come with these little things here on the ends that you can just pull off like that, very simply, on each side. And I like to use these, and they are the best. And for this particular size, you're going to want to use this one, and I'm going to show you, I'll put up on the screen so you can see exactly what size that is, and you'll see that there's different sizes. It shows you on this, but I'm going to also put, like I said, I'll put that up on the screen so you can see it.
There are four sizes of the heat shrink tubes: 3.2 millimeter, 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter, and 7 millimeter. In this case, I'll be using the 5 millimeter.
And basically, it's very simple to do. You're just going to make sure the wires are twisted, and then you're going to put this into the butt connector like this. Now, these are heat shrink butt connectors, and that's why I like them so much, because they're so easy to use. And we'll just put one in on this side, and you'll just do it just a little crump, just like that, just enough to grip it down, and then you'll use a lighter, and I prefer to use a torch lighter because it does it a lot faster. It's a lot cleaner. Otherwise, and also if you use a regular lighter, just a regular flame, sometimes, and I've seen it happen, sometimes, yes, I just burned myself, so you gotta be careful. Sometimes they catch fire, so you gotta be real careful of that. So we're just gonna shrink this real quick as well. I do a better job normally. But anyway, that's how you put the two together. Pretty simple. And you'll marry all the wires like that the same way. Super simple, super easy to do. And the beauty of it is both Ford and Toto color code everything perfectly. So it makes it very easy to do. So now, let me show you how I installed the radio. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you what I did to do the installation. Like I said, it's not difficult. I'm going to have to talk a little louder and hope that there's been a lot of traffic going by, including planes flying over, so I'm trying to be as loud as I can so you can understand what I'm saying. First thing you want to do is move your steering wheel up as far as you can, because you want as much space to work with as you can. Take out anything external. In this case, it happens to be my CB, so I'm going to take that out. I'm also going to take out, well, it's already taken out, is the cigarette lighter right here. Now, to start with, oh, and make sure that your emergency brake is on. This is a 7 millimeter, and basically you're just going to want to take these out. There's two screws, one here, one here. the next step is you want to take this plate off. There's a little surround that goes around this. Just like that. It's just a little surround. You take that off. Then you want to make sure that you, and that's why I have my keys, because you have to, you want to put this all the way down. Again, it gives you more access to everything you need. Now with this, okay, so we have this piece here. It's going to pop up just like this. And I have something there that you don't have. I just put that in at a different time. But there's all the wiring, and you can literally just pinch this and pull that out. So this is where you'll see the cigarette lighter part of it is here, and all you have to do is you can just pinch or use a little screwdriver, and this will come right out. Makes it real simple, so that way you can take this whole unit and move it over out of the way. You don't necessarily have to do that though, and I'm going to show you that. It's really that easy, and then it'll separate. I don't do it just because it's not, I don't need it. I don't think it's necessary to do it that way. Then with this, you simply want to pop both of these out like that, and then you do the same with the bottom. And it can be a little tough, so you want to be gentle. And then you pull it out just like that. And I just realized, sorry, I had to cut because I had an issue with the camera, so I'm back. But anyway, so you want to make sure this is pulled all the way back, so that way it gives you access. Pull that up over the lip and simply just pull this straight out. Now it's not super hard, but like I said, there's a lot of and I'll show you a close-up of them. There's a lot of wire harnesses that you'll just unplug. So then you're going to end up, you're going to pull each of these out. They're all they are just wiring harnesses. So you're going to pull, there's several harnesses back here, as you can see, that you're going to just kind of pull out. You don't have to pull everything out, just the harnesses, and that way that will leave this to be completely loose, and it just makes it much easier to do any kind of work with installing. I'll show you how that works. Now, like I said, there's the stereo, and you're going to see that it has two screws, one here, and the same with the other side. And you'll remove those. I actually don't have that one in there because I lost it, but it doesn't matter. It still works fine. You take those 4 screws out, and you'll be able to slide the whole stereo out. It also has, in fact, that's all it is. You pull that out, and the whole stereo comes out. Here. The original, you'll take those screws out. In this case, what you'll do is you'll unplug the harness. Okay. You'll slide the old stereo out, and you'll unbuckle that harness, just undo the harness. There might be 2 harnesses, like a second one, but I don't think so, that does like the antenna work and whatnot from the old school way they used to do it. But it doesn't matter. Either way, you'll be able to pull it right out and set that aside. And you'll have the Atoto already prepared, because you'll have all the wires already done. And you'll have, which will be the 2 harnesses. And then you'll have this part here, which is going to be part of the whole mounting unit that they give you, except for the surround. I'll show you where to get the surround as well. But everything else comes with the Atoto, which is really nice. And that way it just slides in like the old stereo did. And there'll be nothing in there. There'll just be a big hole, and you'll take the old harness, well, not the old, but the harness from the Ford, and you'll put the Ford side into it. Take the other side of the harness, which is the Atoto side, plug that into the stereo, the Atoto stereo, and slide it right back in where it was. I mean, it's literally that simple. And then you'll put those 4 screws back in. Now, if you add extra equipment to it, like the cameras, like I said, I've got a dash cam, and I've also got a rear cam, and it also is a backup cam, stuff like that. Also my GPS, those kinds of things. You'll have some extra wires, but don't worry, they are really well labeled, and so it's hard to mess it up, honestly. Now, you want to organize all your wires when you're putting them back together. When you're putting them back together, And the point is, you don't want to strangle any of your wires. You want to make sure they're all, nothing's stuck, and nothing is blocking your vents either, because you put a wire that blocks the vent, you're not going to get that AC or the heat that you want. And then you simply will slide this back in gently, just right back where it was. And I got a wire stuck here, that's my problem. But there we go. Just little love taps just to get it back where it was. And again, like I said, make sure nothing's blocking it. Beautiful, just like that. Now I have extra wires, like I said, again, because I installed some extra things, like my CB and my underlighting, which I will show you as well. Just what it looks like. Not the installation part, but the lighting. And then, you'll just simply snap this back into place, put your screws back in, put the surround back on, and that's it. It's pretty simple. The fact is doing all the work beforehand and getting it prepped, the prep work, that's where all the time is consumed. Once you've done that, it's simple. So hopefully this helped you. Let me know in the comments if it did. If I missed anything or you want any more instruction or you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Perfectly fine. In fact, I'd love to hear from you. My opinion, you're going to ask me, do I think it's a great item? Absolutely. If you want something that doesn't cost a lot of money but is very feature rich, that's what I would go with. Nothing against these other models and other brands, but there's no reason to pay $200-300 for something. Well, some of the Atotos are $200 to $300 depending upon what you want in them or how big you want them. This is a 7-inch, and they call it the performance model because it has a lot of bells and whistles. But you really don't have to spend that much money on a really nice stereo and be happy with it. And the installation is simple, so you don't need to go somewhere. We won't name any names, to have installations done because, well, you did it. So it's cool. It's nice. So again, thank you very much for watching. You've been inside Billy's head. Remember, the effects are just temporary, and this is not the end. It's just a small pause.
Bonus footage.
So here I'm showing you, this is the lighting system I put in, and I've got him there. I've got one underneath there, and I've got 2 more in the back. So that's what I installed right there. And then next to it, I also installed a CB. And that wasn't that difficult either. But this piece here, which has nothing to do with the stereo except for this did come with a stereo. This piece, I had to actually go in and jimmy rig it myself because I cannot find any of these anymore. They don't make them, as far as I know. So, in that case, I just went in and did it myself, and I think it looks pretty good. And does what I want, and I'm happy with it. Again, if you have any questions, please write them down in the comment section below and let me know, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. I thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Love you all.